Alrighty then, what is up, everyone? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another edition of our Stay at Home Open Mic. This is our Monday night online mic, and my name is Richie, David Marrufo. I'll be your MC and host. This is brought to you by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series out of El Paso, Texas. That's right, we're live and alive in the 915. Welcome, everyone. This is a show that we've been doing since April of 2020. It was born out of necessity, and in that time, we've met so many wonderful people from all around the country, from all around the world, and we've been able to do this every single Monday to today. So if this is your first time tuning in, first time joining us, you are part of a tradition now. You are welcome back any Monday after this. In fact, if you're watching and you do want to read yourself, then come on in. The water is fine. This is a really great place to share your work, I think, in an accepting environment, a cool environment, a calm environment. Granted that your work is cool, with other people. It is a freedom of expression. We love it. Free expression zone. Limits, of course, is at hate speech. So don't do that. Don't do that. That's a really great place to not be welcomed back. Otherwise, we love to have you here. Well, shout out to Dan the Man. I see you here in the live stream. Samuel Wilson, what's up, Samuel? Good to see you. Samuel's been here since 2020. He comes in every now and then, and it's just always nice seeing regulars drop in the chat. That includes Sandy Torres from time to time. Sandy. Yeah, so I'll give you guys shout outs. If you are here, definitely encourage you guys to hang out in the chat with us, because unlike an in-person open mic where we can see the audience, we can't see you guys virtually. So it's just kind of nice to see who's here. Say hello in the chat. If there's a line that you really love from a performer, let them know it. And of course, we are encouraging performers, you guys here in the Zoom call with us, as always, please share your links where people can support your work online. If you can purchase a book, or maybe see videos of you reading your poetry, or if you have any kind of other art form that you like to share, definitely share your social media and places where they can find it. All right, so rules are simple. Like any other open mic, if you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. We do have plenty of room on the list, so if you're watching this, you still can sign up. There's a link in the description of the video. As long as we're live and there's enough time, we can get you on. If not, join us next week. No pressure. The other thing, performers will get 5 to 7 minutes to do their thing. We're probably a little bit more lax about that, but we'll try our best to keep everyone in their best on time, just so we can get everyone on at a good time. I know we've called this show in the past the late mic. It can be kind of late sometimes for people, especially for those of you on the East Coast. But alas, normally we have Mike Sindler kick things off. Shout out to Mike Sindler. He's off doing some other things. Shout out to Lighthouse Writers, lighthousewriters.org. I'll go ahead and do your plug since you're not here, Mike. But yeah, LitFest, check it out from Lighthouse Writers. I'm going to kick it off with some of my own pieces, just because they've been asked of me in the past. So this is a little bit of a set that I did in Las Cruces recently at the Rio Grande Theater for mental health awareness. It was an event called Latin Excellence. And so shout out to my friend Liz Liano, aka the Lizard King, who put that together. This is the first piece. Can you dig it? These soft, syrupy syllables of sweet and sonic, tonic, a saxophonic and savory strings dipped in melodic prose. This is midnight music, a little something to dance to. Behold, this tapestry of creation and destruction. It is the folding and unfolding of the cosmos in the breath of a moment. These are songs to hold on the tip of your tongue, as if sung from celestial vagabond bloomings of bent around the street corner and nowhere else but tomorrow. Don't ingest the smoke. There's so much more in the air, like music. Check it. We're running on empty. The moon is near full. We've got the whole night ahead of us and just enough fuel as origami dreams of the heart take flight, having never before believed so much in the potential of a horizon. Carve your name into sidewalks. Etch your essence into the secret passageways of underground cities. We're all students to the sounds of a Monday night or any other. Everything else is embellishment. Mystified by the music, we succumb to the late night mellow beats of infinite theoretical musings. This all too big world, grows heavier in the hearts of poets with hungry eyes, always looking for more, looking for more, looking for one more note. 2. I've got bebop taste buds and a hip hop heart, running through the streets at dark till the glow of dawn. I'll shake my soul to the flow of bitty bitty bum bum. Let us measure out our lives in poetry, funky bass lines and sizzling sax riffs. Give me bebop jazz, nachos from the tap, and something to write with. That's all I'll need to make it through the night. Until then, I'll write and 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 I'll howl as the band summons the ghost of Charlie Parker, so we can learn how to fly without wings and get hooked on speed. We don't need the high life, but this life, it's the only one we've ever known. To slow life down to this roll of snare, bass, and hi-hat. For life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaningfulness. All right, next one. This one's called Música Mestiza. If Melquiades were a merengue musician, what kind of chord progressions would he throw down and leave to be deciphered in the dance steps of lovers? Hand to waist, eye to eye, hips in sync to a 2/4 beat. Would he take a split second during a rest to gaze beyond the bell of his horn and come to focus his gaze on the mystic whirlwind of lovers intertwined in a moment? A syncretic soundscape, living beyond the scuffle of leather, swish of fabric, click of valves, and a trumpet's blare stretched out into a ribbon of sound. Would Trujillo embrace merengue so freely if he was also forced to celebrate the dark sounds of its African lineage? Música mestiza, mira no más. This is the supreme sound and the sacred silence, the secret scores of ancestors inscribed into our skeletons, and compels us to dance an act of resistance. Play away, Melquiades. Play away. All right, last one. This one's called Alargando, which is a musical direction. I love it. I love the metaphor of the alargando. So if you know any music, you know crescendo means get louder, decrescendos get softer. There's like allegro, which means go fast, and then there's alargando, which means to slow down gradually but also get louder. And I think that's a great metaphor for this poem. I want to experience you in slow motion, to better understand the flutter of your smile as it unfolds into a mercy I had only known to see take flight for better men. You can't break this mazapan heart. We covered it in sweetness. All right, so that's enough of my set. All right, some of my OG poems, original poems, I performed those at the Latin Excellence event in Las Cruces. Oh, I did it with a vocal looper, so it was also musical, but you'll have to catch me in live for that. Thank you guys for tuning in. So we do have people joining us. Once again, this is our online mic. Happy to have you guys here. Oh, cool. Thanks, Shane. I'm looking at the comments on the live chat. So yeah, if you guys are here, just let us know. We're going to go ahead and kick off the open mic portion of this thing. We got some awesome readers. Super excited, as always, a lot of regulars. And we've been kind of keeping up a theme of having at least one new person almost each week. So that's super fun. Hopefully we can keep that thread going. But we're going to kick things off in El Paso, where we have our master gardener, master poet. She's always rocking the coolest clothes when you see her in person. So it's always cool when she gets to make it online with us too. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Robin Schofield. Robin, happy Monday. Take it away.
Happy Monday, Richie. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. It's going to be hot this week. Trying to keep plants alive. It's kind of a drag this time of year. I'm going to read some poems, one about the border, and then I'm going to read a couple of odes, and then I have a cover poem. This one is called Crossroads, Paso del Norte. The border highway snakes around like the Rio Grande used to before it was straightened by concrete. Los Equis, the big red X, stands in Juarez. Large flags droop on the bridge of the Americas, the statue of Lincoln tall on the Mexican side. Oodles of traffic and carbon monoxide, a juggler, the vendor with big pralines, a kid with foam maps of Mexico. Someone slaps a tambourine, another wails and plucks a wooden guitar. I've been traveling and want that praline. Andale pues, the vendor says. All day I've thought of this bridge that is so hard to cross, following in the footsteps of the many who had it harder. I'm just a passenger, suddenly at the whim of U.S. Customs. Where did you go and why? I say, a poetry conference. He thinks I said poultry. When I convince him that I'm a poet, not a chicken farmer, he asks me how much Xanax I'm smuggling. I show him my meds, my poems, my books. He tells me I should take this international crossing more seriously. I think of the desperate people at the border, what little they carry, and even that is taken away when they cross the fences and razor wire at the approved checkpoints. The Border Patrol shot at an art exhibit near the Rio Bravo on the Mexican side, correctly perceiving art as a threat to their violence. So now I'm going to read a couple of odes. I think these are from some Tumble Words workshops I did on odes. So this is Ode to Coffee. I awake to your absence, longing for you, impatient for your rosy cheeks to bloom. Magic bean, something like love or electricity. Let your spidery fingers incite my brain. Let the white webs draw down. Oh, coffee, ignite the linguistic neurons, cross the synaptic gap with only your black oars. All right, and this one is Ode to Laughter. You've caught me in your seven-pronged bear trap, but I feel so light and long-hearted that I could happily gnaw off my own foot. You are the green garden sprite, a water bottle that doesn't run out of elixir. You are an icebreaker, chipping your way through an Antarctic ocean of hostile crowds. So large are you, so solid, though you make others weird and giddy, unsteady on their feet and in their wits. Oh, laughter, amethyst stone light, stay heavy in my belly and don't let me forget you are ready to spring. And now I want to do a cover poem by one of my favorite poets, Rigoberto Gonzalez. And he did this book is from a while back, but it's a beautiful book. It's called Black Blossoms. And yeah, it got the Poetry Center Book Award, I think. So it's a beautiful book. And this is called The Unsung Story of the Invisible Woman. Phoenix, Arizona. You're the unremarkable girl who grew into the unremarkable woman whose face eats up an inch of glass at the gas station window. Your black yawn, the stillborn kiss that ushers the 5 a.m. client away. If he were to turn back now, he still won't remember you since there's nothing remarkable about your red shirt. The woman who'll replace you next week will have been hired to wear one like it, though she will not, like you, die inside of it. This is her story. The 5 a.m. client will return in a month. She'll smile. He'll peel off her shirt with one hand, and she'll seek the scent of him haunting the walls of her empty house. He on the road another 10 nights. Pregnant a second time, she won't forgive him his cross-country drives and he'll watch his daughters grow like ink blots inside the annual snapshots taken in bad light. He'll resurrect the memory of you circa 2051, when on his deathbed he recalls how his future wife was new there in that truck stop, how she laughed behind the register, how she matched the ringing of change with a bangle of religious charms. "Why so much Jesus, girl?" he asked, and she replied, "The gal before me died last month. I think she got shot or something. Who knows what her story is? But what's yours?" So I did that because of Pride Month. So read some Rigoberto Gonzalez and go to Tumblewords, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Saturdays, most Saturdays, because that's where I get most of my rough drafts.
That's perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Robin. As always, appreciate you for joining us and often kicking things off and often setting the bar, that often many of us try to reach. And thanks for sharing that piece. Again, I didn't really mention this in the intro this time, but we welcome all pieces. Something you wrote right before the show, something that you wrote during the show, something that you wrote this weekend, something that you wrote 5 years ago, 10 years ago, something that maybe you had to dust off, right? We also do welcome the cover poem. So it's a great way to give tribute to someone that you're reading, maybe give tribute to something that is thematic to this time of year. So again, Pride, perhaps, happy Pride. Yeah, so it's also a really great opportunity to introduce an author to maybe someone who has not heard them before. It's a really great way to kind of signal boost the people that we admire and look up to. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. We are going to stick around in El Paso for our next performer. That's a rare one. Usually we kind of go off around in the world first, but the first three, all El Paso, EPTX. Always happy when she gets to make it on, and I know that it's tough, right? I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but she is blowing up on Instagram with her Instagram stuff. Shayna says she the video that's reached a lot of eyes. That's really cool. But without further ado, let's go and welcome Shayna Summers back to the open mic. Welcome back, Shayna.
Hey, thanks, Richie. So I'm gonna read a couple. One is an old one, but you mentioned that Instagram, and it used to be called Chapstick and Lotion, and you and I were the only two people that followed it because no one knew what the heck Chapstick and Lotion was. But it was based on this poem that I'm going to read that I've never read out loud, but like was low-key my favorite. So now all five of you guys in this room are going to like know what Chapstick and Lotion was, but dang it. Sometimes you just like the old stuff. I loved it. All right, so this is Chapstick and Lotion. He said I had the softest lips he'd ever felt, then kissed me hard and walked away. And I wonder if he thinks of my lips while he kisses her neck, but I don't miss him. I miss the chapstick I left in his car that day. It was hard to replace and nothing was ever the same. And I wonder if he used it to soften his own lips or threw it away like trash. Not that I miss him. I don't miss him. His hands were dry and cracked. I bought him lotion once. He thought I wanted a massage. I didn't. I just wanted him to put the lotion on his cracked hands, but he never understood me. And so every day I did it for him, smiling while he told me I was so sweet. I wasn't. In the end, I kept the lotion and he kept the chapstick, and I wonder if his lips are as soft as my hands. Thank you. Then these two are new. We're just going to try them out and see what happens. I was a wild woman. He loved me in part because he could never quite figure me out, never sure what would come out of my mouth. And I loved him too, just never out loud. I called him a Boy Scout, but he was as wild as me. He kept it hidden inside his spotless reputation, and I had hoped to set him free, and it was beautiful. that thing we had. He wouldn't change it if he could, but I would. I'd rewrite the ending and make us make sense and set it at a time where 10 years wasn't such a big difference, and he can keep his dreams and I can keep mine. But if I wrote the ending, we'd have had more time to reach that same conclusion. We'd never figure it out, because in my heart, I'm still a wild woman and he's still a Boy Scout. And this is the last one that I wrote this afternoon. Like, sometimes I just feel salty and I pick up a pen and write salty things down. And so this is a salty response to today. It's called The Response You Didn't Deserve. Yes, I saw you out and walked right by. You thought I didn't see you, but I just didn't want to say hi. And I left you on red because I've already told my friends that you're dead, and texting from beyond the grave, while very brave of you, is at this point just a waste of time. So you can pretend we're friends, but I'm done lying. And it's been months since I've stopped crying over your goodbye. And quite frankly, you have some nerve, because I've always been the bigger person. Here's the response you don't deserve. Thank you. That's it.
Cool. Thank you, Shayna. And really quick, so the Instagram account, which now you have more content on, is called Stuff Shayna Says, right?
It's just Stuff Shayna Says. Yep. Because Stuff She Says, which is another poem about my daughter, was already taken. So.
Ah, gotcha. Well, love it. It was always great set. Thanks for joining us. Any other plugs or anything going on?
No, I got nothing. Hopefully more soon, right? Thank you, Richie.
Absolutely.
It's always good to see you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Shayna, everyone. Who's been going to Tumblr Words a lot, which means more writing too on the way, right? I like to see that. Kid always shares the screenshots. So I'm always like, oh, cool. Shayna's been going a lot, and it's good to see a lot of you guys who go, including Sandy, who's with us now in the live chat. Hosted it this past Saturday, right? So very cool. Good to see you, Sandy, on the live chat. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and continue now. We get to travel around. As always, thanks to the internet and technology, we can do an open mic with people from all around the world. And so we're going to go ahead and kick this open mic off to Pittsburgh, where we're going to tune in with our friend Vale Larkin. And it's going to do some screen sharing today. Let me make sure that's on. It is. Super excited. We got a preview. So without further ado, we got Vale Larkin in the house from Pittsburgh. Vale, take it away when you're ready.
Thank you. Let me just get this screen share shared, if I can do that. Okay. So I'm working on a sequence of poems following stepping through a museum, and it's kind of the museum in my mind that contains all of the exhibits I have ever seen in any form. So I have 3 pieces here so far, and I'll go through. Each piece is based on a piece from a museum and a concept, and I'll just be brief about that. The first piece is by Vasily Kandinsky, 1913, composition 7. It is relevant to note that he painted this immediately before he fled World War I and was without artistic output for about 10 years after. A flood like an army. Composition 7, Kandinsky, World War I. The title smells like ozone in the air. The warm wet of the foundations, blocks of color like shadows. In the cream green brown of the background, the sounds of rolling thunder in the distance, soft and menacing. Sleek sparks on my palm like new velvet. The blues all taste of cold berries. Shapes and thick lines emerge from the haze, bleeding and percolating out into the canvas. The center comes surging forward like waves roar. I can taste chlorophyll, and soil, cold water and copper, and the gashing angles and hash marks like blades unspooling, like slices through skin in perfect, frantic intersections, anxious slashes, black and red, the stinging sing-song of parabolic bridges rocking, smell of old worn bayonets crusted with earth. I am sinking back into the river. This next piece is a sculpture from 2017 by William Smith called Spherodendron. William Smith is an engineer, and he came up with an equation for exponential growth with a random factor, a randomizing factor. And he then built what the equation would look like in real space. This is a huge sculpture. I've seen it in person. It's very cool. This is how we misunderstand exponential change. On Spherodendron by Bill Smith, one moment I'm realizing I can't see my, there we go. On Spherodendron by Bill Smith and the Anthropocene. Evolution, mutation, chaos, DNA, change, complexity, constant, acid, ladders, break, remake, everything, everywhere, always, always. Once upon a time, 5 human species walked the earth together, but the youngest of the species was hungry and they ate all of the rest. Then they began chewing on their own children. Epidemic, disease, crowd, virus, bodies, proximity, breath, proteins, hunger, carbon, water, close, shared air, lungs. When the pandemic started, we wondered how many weeks it would keep going. Every time we thought, this must be the answer, something else would collapse, like justice, or empathy, or attention, or love. Explosion, fire, fuel, forests, lightning, life, pressure, seeds, soil, isotopes, clouds, carbon, water, mass, gravity. Extinction also follows a stochastic model. We may anticipate some elements of the implosion, but the majority of its vectors are chaotic and without possibility of prediction or control. Once upon a time, one species walked alone through torn fields and shattered mountains, hungering still. This last piece is, the picture is of a ship that was buried with 2 women as part of a tomb during Viking times, about 840 AD. The Osberg funereal ship is from Viking culture. Intermixed with it are the traditions of the Inuit people of Kalaallit Nunaat, which is Greenland. And I borrowed from both as I wrote this piece. Where we share our tomb, the Osberg women and the traditions of the Inuit people of Kalaallit Nunaat, Greenland. The chips in its surface are smooth now, brown as old bark against the white of our bones. I can taste leather, the way I chewed and stretched, the way you pierced and laced, the way we made a life together. Here is a bear made of ivory, says the sign. I know that it says this from the way they all point and say, bear, and the small children shiver, and the teeth of the bear ache where I made them into little ornaments for my love. I soothe the bear skin beneath us, tooth-sore and ancient, and I lie back down beside you. You are smaller in death than in life, as we both are, slimmer and slender, sticks and stones in bags of old leather, with an ivory bear to close our tent. When we last ate cloudberries on the shore, you grinned at me, gap-toothed by the years, and I wrapped you in my arms and tasted time on your lips like honey and vinegar. I was always our oracle, could almost hear the voices of our far-seeing daughters and the bewildered cries of the future. Sleep in the snow while I watch for the night, I whisper in your phantom ear. There are bears coming. We must be brave.
Awesome. Thank you, Vale. That's amazing stuff. I really love the setup too. I love that. How can people follow and support you online? I know you just muted, but you want to do it in the chat? Okay, I will forward that over to people. Thank you so much, Vale Larkin, everyone. Huge fan of their work, and those pieces were sensational. Plus, that does kind of remind me. In July, I literally just got an email back from the Las Cruces Museums. The Barbed Wire is going to be doing an ekphrastic. It's going to be like a dual part series where part one is going to be an ekphrastic writing workshop. It's going to be centered around the opening of an art gallery or an art exhibit at one of the museums. And that's going to be July 13th. I'll let you guys know more info about this, but just as a heads up, if you guys want to do some ekphrastic writing, we're going to be doing that July 13th. And then there's going to be a reading later on in August. It should be a pretty nice event or events, and we'll talk about it. I'm literally just thinking that because Vales did such a great work on that we are encouraging all of you guys to share that. It's fun to write about art, right? And what comes out of it. Okay, we're going to continue. But again, if you want to hear more about that and you haven't done so already, you can follow us on social media. Just look up the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. If you type it in, we will show up. You may even see us by our acronym, BWOMS, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue on. Once again, welcome to our online open mic. We're going to go ahead and go from Pittsburgh back to the area. We're not quite in El Paso. We're going to be a little bit north of here in San Miguel. And she's been here now for quite a few weeks now, so hopefully that will continue. She does have a book out, and I'll let her talk more about that. Ladies, gents, and NBs, let's go ahead and welcome our next performer. It is AJ. AJ on the mic. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Take it away when you are ready.
Thank you. Hi. I'm AJ. Yeah, I have a cool name. Anyways, I'm reading a couple of old things tonight. I don't know why. I just am. This is from a year ago on June 4th. And there was somebody kind of, in the middle of this relationship who was causing trouble. This poem is called Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. He says he doesn't want to see you. Okay. He says he doesn't want anything to do with you. Okay. Such anger held to date. Deep rage from something someone touched. Was it me who touched? Who found the spot that hurts? I'm sorry. I know I deserve your scorn. Dislike that might be hate, be hate, be hate. So sad that simple human mistakes can lead to times so bleak. Once upon a moonlight night, its fullness at the max, the hopes and dreams of getting straight have crashed and shattered on life's rocks. That was one. This is called Just One Man. I came to you. I came to you through all the pain, the chaos and confusion. I came to you I wanted you to know that even though I couldn't be there now, I was going to hold on, that I could. I saw you didn't understand. I saw you hurt. I couldn't fix it. I was too far gone. I loved you, lied too much for me to cope. Holding on, years flew on shredded wings around in my head. His name, his face, his music, my life. Who would I be without him? I lived without him, but held on to the memories, loved him in my waking dreams. Would I leave this world of magic? But I had already come to you in surrender. That was only a promise. That's why I only have two tonight.
All right, cool. That wasn't only that was everything. Yeah, thanks for sharing those pieces, and for the awesome people tuning in that maybe haven't had a chance to like encounter you or your work. How can they follow you online and support what you have coming up?
Well, I've been, those posters of the cats holding on by their claws and threatening to fall down this smooth wall. I think I will have the paper copies of the books up on Amazon tomorrow, hopefully. And so by next week, I should have little QR codes where people can, and I'll be able to put them in the chat, and people will just be able to click on them and go to Amazon and buy a book at the Friends and Spoken Word discount. And you can there's 3 versions. There's a Kindle version, there's a colored paperback, and then there's a black and white version that's a little less expensive. The price, Amazon charges authors for the cost of the printing. And so that gets passed on, and somebody mentioned, well, people would want the book, but maybe a little less expensive version. So for people to have a choice, I made Kindle, color paperback, black and white paperback. And later on this summer, there will be a hard copy that's more designed for use in a classroom. It's called Is There Love After PTSD? And it's basically my story with PTSD, not to be confused with my story. I don't tell you I was born here and then this happened. I mean, I do tell you this happened, but not that whole biographical thing. So it's basically, you see my relationship with PTSD. And then my friends all joined in. So there's lots of poetry and songs. And when I finally get stuff going on the internet, there'll be music to go with. But stay tuned, come watch what I'm doing. There you have it.
All right, yeah, I think you covered it pretty well. Thank you so much. Always very thorough, AJ. Thank you. All right, guys, that's AJ out of San Miguel, which is between here, El Paso, Las Cruces, which does remind me, I think we're on a little bit of a hiatus on that end, but we were able to expand Barbed Wire to Las Cruces. We have awesome hosts over there, including the Lizard King. And so be on the lookout for more stuff. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because our next performer is joining us from Las Cruces. It is also a debut. Super excited always to have someone new joining us, and really excited. So before I introduce her, I know we have people watching. If you want to sign up and perform, you still can do so. There is a link in the description of the video. And I understand that the semester just started. I'm an English professor at El Paso Community College. And so if some of you guys are here for the EPCC Tejano Passport, then just message me or leave a message on the live chat or here on Zoom, and I will get that info that you need in order to get that credit. If you need that kind of thing. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. We're going to go on and continue with the mic. Like I said, we have a debut. Super excited to have her with us. And she's got an awesome stage name. So let's all welcome to the online mic, Loba. Ow! All right, sorry. Loba, take it away when you are ready.
Thanks, Richie. Thank you to Shayna and the Barbed Fire community. My first reading here, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm happy to share this space with you guys. I've got a couple of poems, short haiku-like prose poems to read for you guys, and then I wanted to read a cover poem. It's actually a prayer by a woman named Pixie Lighthorse, and it's about love, but I thought that it would be kind of fitting in this month that we're in, and just kind of close the set off with that. So I'll start off. Sitting in my silk sari robe, city gazing, heart blazing, heart of fire. They say, greet your grief, wide, open, grasping arms. Closing my eyes, communal ashes fall. Bless this feeling of new beginnings. Searching for medicine, soul surrendering to cosmic grace, they say that celestial words heal. Love flows outward. Feelings buried deep within me, remember, new beginnings. Here's the last one. All of these are untitled. Love is an opening. She is a phoenix. She shape shifts, shadow shifting, the light revealing, a heart unthawed, a blooming from within. Despite the unknown, despite the hurt, remember to open. Love is an opening. Love is an opening. Love is an opening. I'll transition next to, again, it's a prayer, but it's by a woman named Pixie Lighthorse, and it reads more like a prose poem. So I just thought I'd close this off with honoring love for this month that we're in. Honoring love. Thank you for this day of vastly expanding the capacity of my heart. Thank you for helping me lean into the comfort of infinite love and for my ability to inspire it everywhere I go. There are times when I cannot speak of what I love because I fear my expressions will not be appreciated, my affections not reciprocated. Help me during these moments to realize that love moves in one direction, out of me, and that is all that matters. I understand what I give out comes back to me in its own way and not always in the form I expect. Help me to trust that there is enough love for me. In the empty spaces where love has left me, let me conjure faith to be open to all forms of love, which are moving around and through me at all times. Dress my language in the sacred robes of adoration and fill my mouth with genuine tribute so that I can shower others generously. I know that I can be an open vessel despite the ways I've been hurt. Help me and remember that it is love that hurts me. It is the absence of love that causes the ache. Teach me to increase my commitment to love. Help me sing the incantations of devotion and rapture as they have always existed inside of me before my journey in this form. Help me understand the divine love is required nourishment for life to animate and flourish. Do not find me reaching to prove otherwise, but keep me in service to love from this moment on. Ease my tongue in the discourse of tenderness, further indebting myself to its worthy cause. When I am tested to fear, to hate, to despise, to defend, to object, press pause on my desire to rant. Remind me of my humankind's greatest gift of love, and that is to give it when it is a challenge. It is to let it rule by purpose. Help me to mind the mantras of high regard when I forget. Let me to learn to live and give and receive the most sacred treasure, and allow me to be dogmatic about just one thing: my vow to love and the lavish, excessive distribution of it. Thank you.
All right, that was the debut. Awesome, Loba. Really quick, I know you just started doing this. I don't know if you have a poetry page or anything that you'd like to promote right now. If people want to follow you online, or
I have lots on scribbled down. Nothing yet. Stay tuned. I'd like to continue to do this and be a part of this community, and maybe I will. Thank you.
all right, that's just really exciting to hear. Thank you so much for joining us, Loba en la casa, and hopefully keep writing, keep sharing your work, and we're here for you. Yeah, this is definitely a place to start trying out your work and everything. So once again, thanks for joining us, and yeah, hopefully see you next week. Of course, we also do have our open mics in El Paso and Las Cruces. So if you can ever make it out to one of those, yeah. Anyway, we are going to stick around in El Paso again, but a little bit of a preview. We are going to get international a couple more times tonight, so just as a heads up. And but right now we're going to stick around in El Paso, Texas, and you guys know what's up. It's time for Mr. Monday Night, a man of many hats, both literally and figuratively, in terms of BWOMS as well as tumble words. Let's go and welcome someone you all love. Let's welcome Kit Wren to the stage. Kit, happy Monday. Take it away.
That's right. You all love me. You don't have a choice. Yes, you do. I sounded crazy just now. Okay, well, we're going to finish Harmony of the World by Charles Baxter, and then I'll read a couple of old things I found in an old notebook that I don't hate. So, back to the story. 12. I slept until noon, having nothing to do at the paper and no reason to get up. At last, unable to sleep longer, I rose and walked to the kitchen to make coffee. I then took my cup to the picture window and looked down the hill to the trees of the conservation area, the view Stecker once told me I should have. The figure of a woman was hanging from one of the trees, a noose around her neck. I dropped my coffee cup and the hot coffee spilled out over my feet. I ran out the back door in my pajamas and sprinted painfully down the hill's tall grass toward the tree. I was 50 feet away when I saw that it wasn't Karen. Wasn't in fact a woman at all, but an effigy of sorts, with one of Karen's hats, a pillow head, and a dress hanging over a broomstick skeleton. Attached to the effigy was a note. In the old days, this might have been me. Not anymore. Still, I thought it'd make you think. And I'm not giving up singing either. By the way, what you're playing lacks is not fanaticism, but concentration. You can't seem to keep your mind on one thing for more than a minute at a time. I notice things too. You aren't the only reviewer around here. Take good care of this doll, okay? Signed, Karen. I took the doll up and dropped it in the clothes closet where it stands to this hour. Hindeman's biographer, Jeffrey Skelton, writes, on the stage, the episodic scenes from Kepler's life fail to achieve immediate dramatic coherence, and the basic theme remains obscure. She won't, of course, see me again. She won't talk to me on the phone. She doesn't answer my letters. I am quite lucidly aware of what I have done. And I go on seeing doubles and reflections and wave motion everywhere. There is symmetry, harmony after all. I suppose I should have been nice to her. That too was a discipline. I always tried to be nice to everyone else. On his deathbed, Hindemith has Kepler sing und muss sin am Ende die große Harmonie, das ist der Tod, absterbendes sie zu bewirken not, im Leben hat sich keine Stadt. Now at the end I see it, the great harmony, it is death. To find it we must die. In life it has no place. 13. Hindemit's words may be correct, but Dante says that the residents of Limbo, having never been baptized, will not see the face of God. This despite their having committed no sin, no active fault. In their fated locale they sigh, which keeps the air forever trembling. No harmony for them, these guiltless souls. Through eternity, the residents of Limbo, where one can imagine oneself, if one cannot stand to imagine any part of hell, experience one of the most shocking of all the emotions that Dante names. Dual senza martiri, grief without torment. These sighs are rather like the sounds one hears drifting from front porches in small towns on soft summer nights. Army of the World, Charles Baxter. All the critical stuff about Paul Hindemith is more or less true. I listened to Harmony of the World this afternoon to get heights. Not my thing. So, 6 weeks of Charles Baxter, now you're ready for me again, right? It's been a while. But it wouldn't do to say my ideal self doesn't exist. I have seen him. Others have too. There's correspondence. In his stead, I occasionally fall short. I am a decent, mindful bureaucrat. I keep tidy records, but cannot account for what I mean to other people. Their regard is occasionally baffling. Their belief, while touching, pragmatically amounts to another fucking thing I gotta do. She whispered at the wedding that she'd waited years for this. That's cool. Good to see you too. I had not been waiting for anything in particular. She was in the records as a well-wisher. How well and which wish, evidently, out of the scope of our records. A lack of self-consciousness is good and possibly part of my appeal. But too often it tips over into unconsciousness. Everything you think about me is true. I don't think that's going to help you. And one last one. My buddy Mike will introduce me to the other barflies at Hope and Anchor, and will occasionally request stories from me like a jukebox. Kid, tell them why you don't like the Pet Shop Boys. Tell them what happened with the Hungarian woman. I don't think I want an unfiltered me. The reality of public life makes that difficult. But if I could spend a day as Mike's filtered vision of me, I would like to tag along for that. I trust him with the facts. He's a lawyer, after all. The meaning of those facts, that's what I want to discover. That is where lawyers stake their claim to the creative arts. Shout out. Okay, that's all from me. But Tumble Words, as always, tumbles ever on. This Saturday is going to be perennial favorite Lee Martinez Soto, the workshop they've devised entitled The Chair. It's not as scary as it sounds, but it's fun to make things sound scary. So I'll say it one more time. The Chair. Then June 22nd will be Monica Gomez with The Sense of Touch. And June 29th, I believe the two things I read came from the last time Monica did a workshop. So there's your proof of concept right there. June 29th will be Fernando Antonio Montejano. Conquering the Airwaves comes back to the spoken word for one Saturday with Passions. That's June 29th. We're a generative writing workshop. We meet over Zoom every Saturday. If you're looking to write something new, you're looking to get rid of writer's block, which is fake anyway, it's an easy way to just sit down and write something. So we're gonna kick it back to Richie now. and
All right.
you'll see me when it's Dan's turn.
Yeah, I was about to say that we have not seen the end of Kit. Kit has been assisting Dan these last several weeks now, and I think this is a thing now. But yeah, stick around. Of course, Kit mentioned Tumble Words, so thank you for the schedule. If you're watching and you guys are interested in doing some writing, it's definitely helpful to attend the generative writing workshops, because the truth is, if you want to write, you got to find some time to write. And so it does help to kind of push yourself in that sense. Now, our next two performers, even though they're different parts of the world, also have online mics. So I'm excited to have them on the show. First up, we're going to go ahead and stop in India, where he hosts his show, The Fertile Brains, the Unruly Poetaster. I've always meant to ask you how you prefer that. We have Prasanna Kumar in the house joining us from India. And again, how do you want that? It's Unruly Poetaster or Poetaster? I want to make sure I get that right. Hey, how's it going?
Poetaster. Poetaster. How's it going?
Poetaster. Got you. Fantastic. Good to have you.
Hi, Jeff. Long time no see. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't join your guys at pretty much early, so I tried my best to join you. Garage open mics. I went and go along. I went along the beach and the changing times. I went along the floating waters and flickering flares of sparks. I went along the present, reminiscing the past. I went along and along with passing days and nights, nighted by bracing in awe to face the galloping winds, the ebbs and tides of moments. I go along and along to catch the breaths by being a raunchy brute. I go along to catch the moods of mundane mist. I walk along the path that gives the pleasures of fleeting senses. I went and I would take a walk on every chance that comes forth. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Very
Thank
cool.
you, Jeff.
And do you want to promote your show really quick as well?
Every Sunday, we didn't have lost a couple of weeks. I mean, like last Sunday and previous Sunday. But yes, every Sunday at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and it's put on YouTube and Facebook. Yes, Fertile Brains. Yeah.
Fertile Brains. Cool. Awesome. And if you have any links, feel free to share them. Thanks for sharing that. And short and sweet. Love it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for being here with us. All right. Cool. We love it. We love it when people join from different time zones, different parts of the world, and get to share. So if you have a chance, check out the Fertile Brains. It is an online show. Our next performer is joining us from Malden, Massachusetts, and often is joining us with the Garage Poets, which is another online show. But I heard you have a new YouTube channel, so I'll let you promote that afterwards if you'd like. Let's go and welcome back to the show, Jeff Taylor. Hey, man, what's up?
Hey Richie, how you doing? Good to be here. Hey,
Great,
good
thank
to
you.
see you. Unruly Poetaster. I haven't seen you in a while. Garage Poets hasn't been going, so I've been able to see a lot of people. But I have been running a in-person open mic here in Malden, the Controverse open mic, and that was tonight. Jeremiah Walton from Manchester, New Hampshire was our feature. He pulled off a really awesome show, and you can catch that. I stream that one online as well, but it takes place in person. But then you can catch the record afterwards. We were at the local public broadcast TV studio, so it gets broadcast out to local cable TV. And then the recording is also streamed online. Sometimes, like this week, my co-host Anna gave me a writing prompt, or she gave everybody the same writing prompt. During the open mic. So while we were watching the feature, we were writing some poems of our own, and then a few people shared what they wrote on the open mic after the feature, and so I got something. I'm going to read what I wrote tonight. 1 second to pull it up. Okay. So this poem, it comes from one of Jeremiah's poems where he was talking about being in a toxic relationship. He asked the audience if we all have been in toxic relationships. And I said, does it count if you're in a toxic relationship with your dog? Which everybody laughed, yeah. So I wrote this poem. It was inspired by that. And the prompt was jumping spiders. Was the prompt I was given. Being in a toxic relationship with my dog has left me jumping spiders like I'm playing hopscotch with Indiana Jones. Being in a toxic relationship with my dog has me jumping spiders like everything is a class war. And I'm pressing my fingers into the chest of the COO until I grab his heart like there isn't just going to be another one of him tomorrow. Being in a toxic relationship with my dog has me jumping spiders like one of these days he might pick up my shit off the sidewalk. I think I'm gonna write more to that, but that's what I've got so far. I was happy with how it came out. I figured I'd share that.
Cool. Thanks, man. And you mentioned a new YouTube channel. Do you want to plug that as well?
Yeah, I've been doing like a booktube sort of channel, and so I'll like review books where I'll get a new poetry book and I'll give my first initial reaction to it, kind of book design wise, and then I'll read the last poem and the first poem, so then people can kind of see what they did in between those two. But that's my usual routine when I buy a new book of poetry is I'll read the last poem first and then I'll start reading it. So I figured I'll read the last poem and then the first poem.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool, man. Well, thanks for joining us, Jeff. As always, appreciate it, man. And if you have links,
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, if you have links, feel free to share them, and we'll post them. All right.
Yeah, I'll drop the link in the chat.
Alrighty, cool,
Thank you.
awesome. You know, I have a book podcast that I do with a couple of friends of mine that teach at EPCC, and when we interview a lot of the poets that we've interviewed mention how like the last poem in their books are usually like the first one, so it's kind of a deconstruction of like you're fighting the first poem, you know. But yeah, sorry, I got a cat in my feet.
Yeah, it's like a loop.
Exactly. There you go. River Run, past even Adam, man. A little Joyce stuff there. Beginning and ends. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Thanks again, Jeff Taylor. Check out that YouTube channel, and as soon as I have a link, I'll share it. All right, we're gonna go ahead. As I mentioned, we're gonna continue to get a little international, and we're gonna join our friend in Ontario, Canada, because it is time to welcome Cassie to the stage, who I think we successfully peer pressured into signing up today. Success. Anyway, Cassie, how you doing today? How's the connection?
Hey, I hope it's okay. You can let me know if I sound like a robot poet, because I'm always worried about that, apparently. That's good. Thank you for the thumbs up, Kit. Okay, I have some things that I've read here before, but it's been a while, so now I'm starting to cycle things that I've waited a bit at least to return to. And I have a newer poem as well. I will try not to preface this too much. Just one moment here. Okay, so this first one is called Soak It All Up. Actually, you know what? Sorry, this is very disorganized for me, but I'm gonna read this poem I was more hesitant about, but I think I'm gonna read it first. I will preface this a little bit. I don't normally do that with poetry, but this is probably one of the cheesiest things I've ever written. Just for a little bit of context, went to a workshop yesterday that was centered around disability poetics, and had a lot of feels about it. And this is about trying to maintain a sense of hopefulness, or like not exactly optimism, but feeling positive and being able to appreciate the beauty in things and experiences despite difficulties with disabilities. So this is called The Sanctum of the Visceral. My body is a vessel that offers me such beautiful gifts in the form of immeasurable beauty being here, which when I am not looking slips through my fingertips. I forget what it is like to be tethered to experiences of love, of the effortless flow of water through everything, of the knowingness that pain and the relief from it all envelop me, envelop us, and tie us to here, tethers for contact. Why should I deny the blessings my body allows me to absorb, when I could accept its visceral offerings with open palms? My body will someday fail me, and it may not be all at once, but it isn't personal. Its defeat will not be betrayal. Its loyalty is unwavering. When it falters, it is not for lack of devotion. My body wants nothing more than for me to know that it honors me, cares for me tirelessly. My body asks for very little, but sometimes in the night it whispers to me, "Don't fear my limitations, nor my decline. Just please remember that I am not as impenetrable as it appears, that I will be here with you, for you. I will go to the ends of the earth to protect you. Even on the edge of our last breath, I will reach out to you and remind you that for a perfect moment, you were deeply tied to this earth in a million tiny ways that weighed more than you could ever comprehend." Okay, so that's my cheesy poem. Admittedly, another one of these is quite cheesy, but not quite as cheesy as that. So this second poem is called Soak It All Up, after Lyd Havens. What is the word for nostalgia that no longer tastes the same, that lingers but isn't tinted with that sepia tone anymore? Sometimes when a memory fades like a photograph, it loses its depth, its complexity of its colors fades, slowly disintegrates. What sticks over time is the awareness that the main thing that you can trust is that intimacy will come again. You will find it in the most unlikely places, in a cold hospital hallway, on a street corner, between a fire hydrant and a garbage can, teetering on the edge of a graffitied planter, beneath a dimly lit bar, in the back of a cab, at the edge of a dock, at the bottom of a kiddie pool. You will absorb it, and when it leaves, it will seep out of your pores for years, and it will hurt every time. But when it reappears, you will do well to be brave and soak it all up, every last drop, all the same. Consider yourself a squishy sponge that must continue to take it all in, just as it accepts release. Okay. And I just have one more poem. This is a cover poem, and it is called "A Church Can Be a Word for Anywhere" by Andy Coulard. An alley you skipped work to smoke in, a public fountain you sat before, begging yourself to change, or any of the innumerable landscapes in whose grasp you were opened, made helpless by new light. And love if these moments are enough to bless a space so unremarkable as the room where I was born, before an audience of technicians and fluorescence, or the location where I will one day cease to exist, the why not in front of the Honda Civic I fell into every morning, near oblivious to the sun's ambush of Orion, the layer of dust cutting the dash like a light snow, the cup holders filled with portraits of politicians etched in copper, and the caked sugar of jostled cokes. Why not the deep blue frame, the cracked the cracked windshield I return to after long days, informing patients of their rights, families desperate for relief or diagnosis or for leaving, the thumb-worn steering wheel I return to again after dark, as though for an hour of prayer, to hit the Tubies drive-through or the CVS for aloe, to circle the block, awash in my own unspeakable and solemn feelings amid the thudding of purple rain or germ-free adolescence, burning scraps of the past to get from here to there until the day is stretched into a single day, and the transition finally gave out on a block riddled with unretrieved mail jutting out from boxes, with upended sidewalks, spoiled food, and rumors of human bodies. I must return again to the scent of air conditioning as it slowly leaks into the cabin, to the creak of brake pads worn too thin, to the wheels passed down like an apology back before this state of constant crisis found me, before I stopped calling it crisis. This time, come with me, but we'll tour the ruin, even if the motor sounds like shit, or takes a couple tries to fire. See, here is the food counter where Neil Young once jotted lyrics on a napkin, stranded by a broken band. Here is the overpass we idled by while the storm engulfed it with debris. Here is the house we thought was ours to lose. Here is the garden. How we lost it is nothing new. Okay, I forgot that was a longer poem. Well, that's what I have for poetry. Thank you, Richie.
Thank you, Cassie. Now I have to shake off the sad. Who is the author of that last one again? I missed that.
Andrew Collard.
Collard. Okay, thank you so much. And again, thanks for being here with us. Do you want to promote anything right now? Social media, how people can follow you online?
Sure, yeah. If you would like to see more of my poetry, you can go to Relentless Intrigue on Instagram.
All right, cool. Relentless Intrigue. Relentlessly intriguing. Give her a follow. All right, thank you so much. Sorry, I was typing in the up next in the chat. I had to make sure I had it accurate. All right, Cassie out of Canada, thank you so much for sharing those pieces. I feel like you've read the Sponge 104. I really like that one. I like that opening line about nostalgia. That'd be a fun one to kind of explore that question in a writing workshop at some point. Be kind of cool. Yeah, and that cover poem was really nice too. Thanks for sharing the whole set. And a lot of performers. So those of you watching online, even today, I felt like a lot of people were like, I don't know what I'm gonna read, and everyone's coming through with some pieces. So I love that. Okay, so let me take a quick look at the chat. All right, Shayna has moved on to the chat. Good to see you here. Samuel Wilson, Sandy. Who else is here? Did I miss anyone? Okay, all right. Good to see all of you guys in here hanging out with us in the live chat. Again, if you're listening or watching, let us know down below. If you are here as an APCC student, let me know in the chat as well for the Tejano Passport program, I'll let you know how you can get the code so you can get credit for this. Otherwise, let's go and continue on. We're going to come back to the U.S. and not just any part of the U.S. That's right, the capital. And with a capital P, poetry, we've got Mr. Ed Poetastic up next. That's right. That's the transition. When you're ready, my friend, take it away.
You're no problem, my bro, like no other words like thunder. But I forgot one thing. Happy belated birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to Richie. Happy belated birthday to you and many more. Woohoo! All right. Happy birthday, my friend. Many more. All right. I got in store for an encore. My name is Ed Potasco, feeling fantastic. Please tell me to join my rhyme file feel sublime. I got 9 jokes and 3 poems, so I won't take too much time. My first poem has to be a little birthday jokes. Not poems, jokes. Sorry about that. What did the elephant want for his birthday? A trunk full of gifts. What do you say to your goldfish on his birthday? Have a fantastic day. Why did the birthday cake visit the psychologist? Because it was feeling crummy. When is a birthday cake like a golf ball? When you slice it. What did the teddy bear say when it was offered some birthday cake? No, thanks. I'm stuffed. What goes up and never comes down? Your age. What does a cat like to eat on his birthday? Cake and mice cream. How did Moby Dick celebrate his birthday? He had a whale of a good time. And last but not least, how do pickles celebrate their birthdays? They relish the moment. All right, I got another poem. It's a short poem. This is for Richie. This is called Birthday Friend by Unique Pet Patro. Time again for me to send some birthday love to celebrate a special friend. Happiness, I pray, your sacred day with lots of fun along the way. Bring you joy, lots of wealth, fun of laugh with great health. A little prayer, take the time, moment of gratitude inside this rhyme. Wonderful person inside and out, blessed for your friendship without doubt. Wish you all the best in all you do. I'm always close by if needed by you. Merry happy birthday. May all your wishes come true. All right, and I got this other one. This is called Sith Monster. I was a slave born on a sandy hill called Tatooine. Day by day, I have to work for a greedy feed. It was only me and my poor mother. The sun rays hurt like salt mixed with thunder. I was young, arrogant, gifted, and the chosen one. I remember being brought alive underneath a volcanic sun. I had so much talent, I even had my own Padawan named Ahsoka. She slowly strayed away from me, as in nature's law. I was supposed to bring great balance to the Force. Both sides got the better of me, and I went completely off course. I wanted infinite power to save you, my precious Padme. Your warm presence, beings. What else can I say? The rustling images of you keep my insomniac mind awake. It was for her, to every Jedi Master and Sith Lord's sake. I murdered younglings in their prime. That's the pinnacle of my evil crimes. It haunts me every single day. I just wanted the burning rage to go away. I first choked my Padme with this mechanical hand in her moment of need. Before I knew it, I had watered the Sith seed. Master Obi-Wan told me let her go towards my deaf ears. I changed into a yellow-eyed monster that left you into tears. Master Obi-Wan, you yelled, have the high ground. Before I knew it, heard a buzzing sound while half of me was on the ground. I cursed you with my sizzling, dying breath. You walked away, seeing my poignant death. I smelt my burning flesh with boiling rage. I heard his sinister voice saying he was ready for the second stage. The robotic surgeons poked at my disfigured flesh while I screamed in agonizing pain, a new body to hide away this hideous, bald, and milky stain. I heard his sinister voice telling me to wake up and rise. I'm now a grotesque monster. I stopped to ironically realize. Master Palpatine said, I killed my precious Padme. In my erupting rage, how can this be? How can I kill the most loving, humane part of me? Now I'm a Jedi hunter. Some Jedi's ran, but most of them tried. I turned my lightsaber while I see the familiar hate in their eyes. I always say, join me in the dark side. They scream monster out. They scream monster out from their disbelief. No Jedi could ever understand my pain, sorrow, and grief. My Dark Star destroys plans to spread my Emperor's influence and reign, accomplishing my master's sinister and twisted campaign. I even destroy that vile and sandy hell. You should have seen our daughter's tears fell. My dearest Padme, can you say a prayer for me? Can you help me relieve my burdens in this cold, black sea? Here I stand, wheezing in the eternal darkness, in anguish and alone. My red lightsaber burns bright, yet feels so cold. Luke Skywalker, my blood flows through your veins, while the force grows strong. Maybe you can save the galaxy and rewrite my wrongs. Thank you. And I got another one. This is called Robot Odyssey. I remember when I was human. Time and I move so fast. Now I'm an advanced Iron Man. I fear nothing, well, only if my hard drive crash. I'm a titanium monster, skin as cold as ice. Why must I live and suffer and upgrade for my sad demise? I used to be human like you. I just want to escape my inevitable end. Now I'm full of electricity and screws, rebooting over, over, and over again. I don't eat a single thing. I don't need substance anymore. I get energy from these rubber strings. It powers up my flashing core. I have infinite knowledge inside my brain. I am my own living computer. Would you like for me to explain all the knowledge I gain? I am sorry. I don't explain to an intruder. Scanning. What did the other robot said to the other robot? Well, screw you. It does not compute. Ha 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 ha. Not laughing. I gave it a shot. Other robots find this joke a hoot. My consciousness transcends the ticking chime. My body is only temporary. I don't feel fear, starvation, pain, or time. Some humans think this is scary, but on the contrary, destroy all humans. Oh, I got your attention. Here's some words of advice for you all. Treasure everything in life. Life holds no comprehension or extinctions. Learn before you get stuck by cables in the walls. I know what you're thinking. What about me? If I tell you, your brain would be shrinking. Human, just leave and let me be. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, thank you so much. Got one more for an encore forevermore. This is called What's in the Box? Do, 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 do. What's in the box? I don't know. What's in the box? I have no clue. What's in the box? Something long ago? What's in the box? I don't know you. What's in the box? A little note that says hello? What's in the box? Something old or new? What's in the box? A tiny baby crow? What's in the box? A funny and crazy tattoo? What's in the box? I know. Oh, no, 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 no. What's in the box? Maybe a pair of nice shoes? What's in the box? Old lights? Why don't they glow? What's in the box? Is it one or maybe two? What's in the box? This really sucks and blows. What's in the box? A reused petite pink tutu? What's in the box? You're not a bright fellow. What's in the box? Flowers red, green, maybe baby blue? What's in the box? Is something you owe? What's in the box? Can this be crazy? No, Gorilla Glue? What's in the box? A picture of a small yet grand plateau? What's in the box? A puzzle of boats, ships, or canoes? What's in the box? A crazy, broken, untuned banjo? What's in the box? Is this really something you need to pursue? What's in the box? Maybe top secret cargo? What's in the box? Something true, fake, or maybe taboo? What's in the box? Is something to change your point of view. Thank you.
Oh man, Ed, busting out a lot of classics, the voice changes, the characters, we love it, man. How can people follow you and support you online?
They can follow me while supporting me online while coming to this wonderful, stupendous, majestic, open mic BWOMS that makes our Monday Night to light in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right. But you will follow me, plus free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie492. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my fantastic insight. If you send me a question, you take a guess. The answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and blessed. Never stop spewing the wonderful words outside your chest. Never stop feeling and doing and being your best. And remember, you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your flow and never ever stop your glow. If you don't know, now you know. How I love this show. Woo!
Awesome, thank you, Ed. And we got to fit all that on a T-shirt someday, okay? We'll figure it out. Anyway, thank you, Ed, out of Washington, D.C. Love the jokes and the poems. All right, so we are almost at the end of the show. Before that, some quick announcements. So again, if you are watching and you are an EPCC student looking for the Tejano passport, shoot me an email. You can find me through the employee directory. You just type in my name and I'll show up. I do teach there. Yeah, shoot me an email. Just let me know a little bit about the show. You know, who did you like? Who stood out to you? My phone needs to be charged. Whoops. Okay. The other thing is we do have an open mic tomorrow, downtown El Paso, Tuesday at Mona Bar of Modern Art. If you want to come through and share some music, some poetry, prose, this one's kind of open to anything. So, with that said, you know, come on through and hang out a little bit. It's a late one. Stand-up starts at 8 p.m. Show starts after 9. We usually go about till midnight or so. If that sounds really late to you, show up super early. We can get you early on the list. If you have any questions, you can follow us on social media. We do have events all throughout the month still. Last Thursday's at Old Sheepdog is still going down. And I think we may take a Tuesday off. Again, if we'll post flyers and specific info. By the way, if you follow us on Instagram, the link in our bio directs you to our link tree, which has a bunch of useful links, including our Google Calendar, which you can subscribe to, as well as Facebook event page. That's a good way to be kept up to date with what we got going on week after week. Lastly, follow me online, Deadwall Reveries, on Instagram. Now, let's go ahead and end this, as we often do. Joining us, we have a ritual, and we have to summon him from the digital world. That's right, we're going with screens within screens within screens within screens for you. So without further ado, it's time to welcome to the stage our closer, Mr. Dan, the man. Take it away when you're ready, Dan.
Okay, how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, here I go again with by Instagram with by IG with Kit. So, all right. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get a new phone. I'm hoping around my birthday, which is less than 2 weeks, which is 13 days away. Let's see. Yeah. Hmm. Well, before I say Caitlin Dubow, yeah, everybody take a bow. She's always so it's 31 in a row. So Katie is the lady. Well, now she's plus one plus 30. Yeah, 31. So happy birthday, Katie. Yeah, Caitlin Dubow. Yeah, yesterday was her birthday, and yeah. 31 roses, 31 candles, 31 years, and 31 birthdays. So, what can we say? Happy birthday, Caitlin Dubow. Yeah. Okay. All right. And speaking of and I think sometime late tomorrow will mark 8 years of an unexpected tragedy. Because of 8 years ago in Orlando, that 49 lives were lost. And yeah, well, never expected it happened on Pride Month. And even though our thoughts and prayers is out to the friends and family of the 49, but they are friends of mine and ours. I wish we knew them. Wish they were friends of mine and friends of ours. But we've got to eliminate the hate. Stop the hate. Yes. So, yeah. All right. Okay. And still, we're still in for the ride. And always have pride. And it's rainbow with all the stride. And we are still alive. And we need to pride. So still Pride Month. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and once again Auden, and there it is. The dream. Dear, through the night is gone, its dream still haunts today. That brought us to a room, cavernous, lofty, and as a railway terminus, and crowded. That in that gloom, we're beds, and we in one in a far corner lay. Our whisper woke no clocks. We kissed, and I was glad at everything you did, indifference to those who sat with hostile eyes in pairs of on every bed, arms round each other's necks. Yikes. Inert and vaguely sad. What hidden worm of guilt, or what malignant doubt am I the victim of, that you then unabashed did what I never wished, confessed another love, and I, submissive, felt unwanted and went out. Yeah, the dream, page 42 from Auden, the poetry. You know, I was planning on reading the summer, not the summer's night by Jeffrey Orlade, but unfortunately it's, god damn, it's 5 pages long. And I don't know, it's like, I don't know how long it's the bomb. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, my birthday's 13 days away, so I think I'll I think I might do something for a poetry of my birthday. Probably next month. Probably next Monday. So yeah, can't believe 41. It looks like, I don't know, 40 plus 1. Yeah, like Katie, 31. Oh well. And last Saturday was Best Friends Day, National Best Friends Day. Catherine, Heather, Courtney, Chris, also known as Dog, Kelly Bell, Corina, Anoop, also known as Scoop, UTEP Soccer number 6, Sarah Haven, Selena, Richard the Boggs, Matt the Roadman, Corey, Jacob Bird, Cassie, my Paisan, Hannah, also known as Mama Care Bear, Manfred of Central Florida, and last but not least, Katie, Caitlin, also known as Left or Righter. Yep, those are my 17 best friends from that Saturday. Yep, National Best Friends Day. Happy Best Friends Day. Okay, guys. And speaking of day, what can we say? My birthday's 13 days away. Yep. All right, guys. Follow me on Instagram. I'm still on hiatus and hoping to get everything done and hoping to get a head start on my 10-year anniversary, which is 2 months away. Thank you very much, everybody. You have a great night. All right, Kit, tell Richie, let's call it a night. See you next Monday.
Take care.
Oh, so funny. All right. I got the message. Thank you, Kit, for the help. Oh, classic UTEP Miner shirt. Love the old Pager Pete.
Yeah, I brought the lights down because he was washing out last week, so I think he was clearer, at least visually.
We're getting a whole production behind it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you as always. Something I didn't think about when I saw you on Friday is I have a bunch of like stands with like where you can put your phone, so you can just like kind of like set it and forget it. But
it'd be too awkward to fit in this little space.
Okay, fair.
I need the exercise anyway.
It's a fun segment, so we'll keep it as long as we need to. But thanks, Dan, and thanks, Kid, again. A lot of best friends, man. My name may be Richie, but he's the one who's rich. He's got 17 best friends. That's awesome, man. I think that is our last. Hold on, let me double check. Sometimes people do sign up and I miss them. No, okay. That's it for today's list. Again, we're going to be here every Monday. So if you want to come through next week and check out some more writing and more poetry, come on by. And again, if you have something of yours that you would love to read, come on through. All you have to do is sign up. You can find the link in our social media, the link tree. On our link tree, you can there's an option to subscribe. You can sign up, I think, either through text message or email. And what I do is, as soon as I have a new link for the week to sign up, I can send it out to you guys. Like, that's the first place I put out. The second way to get it right away is I make a YouTube page for the live stream. So I set it beforehand. And usually in the description of that video is the link to sign up. Otherwise, I make a Facebook event page. It's on our Google Calendar. So there are a lot of ways you can find the link and be kept up to date with all our events, including our in-person open mics. If you are in the El Paso area, join us Tuesday, June 11th, if you're watching it by that time. If not, we're usually there downtown on Tuesday nights. Old Sheepdog, last Thursday of every month. Look forward to hearing more from you guys, and thanks to everyone. As always, we're going to hang out. Those of us in the Zoom room, we hang out afterwards and just chat, run ideas by each other. It's very casual, just hanging out. We call it the after party. But again, for the online mic, see you guys on YouTube. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. You like it, right? Come on through and you'll be updated every time we go live and post new content. All right, guys, enjoy your week. Happy Monday and happy June. Happy Pride. See you guys. Peace.